Hello, here is Eats from Eats Gaming, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very nice pumpkin or melon farm. This is really cool. It does not waste a lot of pistons, and it saves you a lot of materials, and it's a bit simpler to build. Let's hop right into it. Alright, first of all, what we have here is this is going to be the layout for one section of your farm. So I highly recommend this is more than one section because the flying machine is you can consider a bit expensive on materials. We know how much a section is by looking at how much water there is. For each water, it's one section. This is going to be a waterlogged slab here. But basically, this is going to be how one section of your farm's going to go. And if you want to extend it, all you have to do is simply extend something in the middle. And remember to keep these things on the ends on either side here. So first of all, what you're going to want to do is place down a chest and have a block next to that chest. Have a comparator going out of a hopper right on top of your chest, going into a solid block, redstone torch on the back, a block above that so it could power this repeater, going into this block which powers 3 powered rails here. And then on top of the powered rail that is angled, you are going to put a gate facing this way, and then you're going to have your minecart. And then throughout the system, you're going to extend this rail line, this here, starting right here, 12 blocks this way for one section. And it's going to loop around. It's going to stop here, one short of this rail here. And it's going to go back this way and back this way. And then here's something important. When it comes up this way, it goes up an extra block. So when it goes up this extra block, you will have 3 more loops here. And then when it comes back, you must have some powered rails here so it could hit this and then circle back. Note on my power rails here, underneath this actually, there's a redstone torch, which is powering these rails, this rail here, which powers these 2 rails here. So I've laid them out in this format. If you want to look at it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 until you have these 3 section of power rails if you are only doing one section. And now let's hop into the farmland. Alright, now this is how you're going to add your farmland. So after putting your rail line underneath this, from this powered rail you're going to count out 2 blocks, 1, 2, and this is going to be a dirt line, a grass or dirt line, extending all the way to the end of your rail line. You're going to want to put these grass or dirt blocks then above every single rail in your farm. So once you manage to do that, what you're going to want to do is from the beginning, you're going to go over 1 right, and then you're going to punch a block up 1, and then from that, you're going to go over 2, punch 1, over 2, punch 1, over 2, up 1, punch 1, punch 1, and on the other side, if you're looking at it this way, what you're gonna want to do is go over to the right, punch 1, go then to the right and up, punch, punch, punch. Do you see there? 3 ones closer to the center of the farm here on this side, and 3 ones farther away on this side. So about this is just a single section of your farm. As I said earlier, I highly recommend that you build definitely more than one section because this will look really small right now and you're using a lot of expensive resources like slime if you don't have a slime farm to build something small like this. So I recommend you at least do 2 layers like the one over there, or maybe even 3 or 4. So then from your hopper minecart thing here, you're going to have the punches, and then on the 3rd punch here before you go up, you're going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th block, what you're going to want to do is punch out that block and put a slab on the bottom of that. And then you're going to waterlog the slab with a water bucket here. And that's also one out, two out from this punch line here. So you're gonna have that, and after you've done that, what you're gonna want to do is above all your punches here, what you're gonna want to do is till the farmland using a hoe up until the other hole and place pumpkin or melon seeds in this. This farm works for either or, so you could use either one of these to go there. So you're going to have all of these here, and they do take a while to grow up, so you either have to wait for them to grow up, or if you want, you could just use bone meal, same thing. And then you'll notice you'll get some pumpkins and or melons in this farm. You could even mash them together of pumpkin, melon. You could do all of that stuff, and you should see all your farmland should get watered except for these three on the end here. That's because they're too far away, and just because it's easier to do that than have to punch out all my other stuff, it's good to have those punch holes there again, so you don't have pumpkins growing underneath your flying machine, because that causes a lot of hassle. And yeah, if you make your sections bigger, do note that you are going to have these two on the end here, where these are right now, not be watered if you use more than one water source in this farm, which makes it another section, as I highly recommend you do. So now why don't we hop into how the flying machine works, shall we? Oh, actually, before we do that, have a cobblestone or any type of wall going one up from the blocks here, so that's above your rails, so this is outside your rails. This makes sure pumpkins don't fly everywhere. We'll add a back wall at the end here, but it's good to do this first here, so just do that real quick. And now let's hop into the flying machine. So for the flying machine, the first thing that you're going to need to do is go to the edge of your farmland where your minecart unloader is, and counting this block, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And when you get to the 6th block, you're going to go 1 block back and build 2 blocks up, and that is where your obsidian's going to be. So it's going to look like this if you were standing on the farmland. And then what you're going to do is, from this, you're going to go over to the other side and go out 1 like you did, but this time you're going to place the block to the right here, and that is where your second obsidian is going to go. Very important that it is obsidian. And now how the flying machine is going to go is you're going to place 1 slime block here, and then what you're going to want to do is have a piston right there. And from that piston, you're going to have a slime block there, and then you're going to place another sticky pistons right there. So when this flies across, your slime block from here should match up to this obsidian, and this slime block here should match up for that obsidian. And now what you're going to want to do is build 2 blocks above this slime block above both slime blocks here. Then what you're going to want to do is you place an observer facing downwards, so the arrow should be going into that slime block, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. When I break this, it's going to be flying across. Make sure it can fly across like that, and it should stop, and the slime block here is orientated with that obsidian. And now if this place a block on that one, it should go back across. You want to make sure that works before you move any further. Then the next step for you to do is take the slime blocks, and you're going to want to build them out all the way to the edge of your farmland here. And then on the other side, you're going to want to do the exact same thing. So you notice there is a bit of differentials here for where the slime blocks are. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a block and place it underneath this slime block here. And you're going to do it for every other. Make sure that it does not line up for any of these crops. The dirt blocks in between them are where they are supposed to line up. So you're going to place that. You're going to need to move back and place that, and that. And we're going to do a check to make sure our flying machine is working. And you should see how it drags those blocks, and it should be killing any pumpkins in your way and making them drop as items. That is how it's supposed to function. Now I'm going to send it back here. So that is how your flying machine is going to work. So after you have this all built up, what you're going to want to do is take blocks from one out from where these cobblestone are, and place them making a wall. Make sure your slime blocks are not touching these. That's very important. And then you can place them like that. And then if we send it across, we can see where our other wall should go here. Our other wall will start there. And this will be your back walls. Make sure no pumpkins go flying off in a bunch of random directions. And then you have all these pumpkins here and you lose items. You really don't want that. So that is basically the flying machine. Now I'm going to talk about the mechanics of it being sent back and forth. And I again highly recommend that this farm is bigger than just one section here. Alright, let's see how we can make the flying machine go back and forth. Alright, for sending the flying machine back and forth, you're going to have to build a little contraption here. So right now, I have my flying machine right next to this hopper unloader that we built earlier. And on top of your obsidian here, you're going to have a redstone. And to the right of that, you're going to have another redstone on top of another block. And on top of this observer, as you can see, there is a trapdoor. And then what you're going to want to do here is basically when this observer is in this position, it will sense this coming this way and it will activate this redstone signal, which will activate this trapdoor, which will then signal the observers to push back that way. Right now the farm is in its off position, but basically how you're going to want to build your flying machine, goer, backer, whatever you like to call it, is on your obsidian here, this is the back side, you're going to put redstone dust, and to the right of it, you're going to put a block with some redstone dust with an observer facing into that. And then above here on the left of your observer, you're going to have your trapdoor here. So when it comes over, it's going to signal the other observer to then start moving the other way. So you're going to want to build that over here. And then on this side, what you're going to want to do is do something a bit differently. So first of all, you're going to have your two redstone, like I said, and the trapdoor. And then what you're going to want to do is from this piston here, you're going to go over 2 blocks and place a sticky piston right there where my crossbar is. And then you're going to put an observer with the arrow facing away from your farm. So basically it's in its off position right now. And on the back of your block here, underneath your sticky piston, I have a redstone torch. That redstone torch is being powered by this lever here, which turns that redstone torch off. So this redstone torch should be off right now, which means this piston is not extended. And then from that redstone torch, you should have redstone dust going into a repeater here, going into a solid block, which is going to be right next to your lever here. And then it's going to have a staircase going 3 down, all with redstone dust. And the redstone is going to go on top of this, and it should be lining up with your fence gate. So when the system is activated, what is going to happen is this will extend and immediately shove it outward. As long as it's on, it should go back and forth, as I'll show in a moment. But also this redstone torch will turn on, which will make this fence gate open up. And then when it closes, the minecart will slip through the fence gate and then be stuck, as you can see here. So let me show you a quick demonstration. As you can see, it's going to go back, and the minecart just got released. So that's basically what's going to happen, and when your flying machine circles back, it will go back and forth infinitely and harvest all your pumpkins, as the minecart you see picks up your pumpkins right there. If you want to turn it off, you simply will have to flip that lever, and it will push your observer out of the way, turn off that redstone torch, which means when your minecart eventually comes back, as we can see here, it will go through the fence gate and be stopped right there as it unloads all of its stuff. And I really hope that you've liked this tutorial. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. And remember to put shroom lights or some other lighting source above your farm, but not so it interferes with these observers or these slime blocks here. That is very important to have a nice light level up. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making this farm. Hope you find it useful in your redstone worlds, and definitely not as clunky as the farms you might have been used to. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.